Hey, what's going on everyone? You're climbing into another TriState Aviation video. Welcome back to the channel, and for those of you who are new to the channel, welcome. I'm currently on my way to LaGuardia, where I'll be catching a Delta connection flight on the Embraer 170 to Hilton Head, South Carolina. As you can see, there is a lot of construction going on at LaGuardia. In case you haven't heard, LaGuardia is receiving a massive, long overdue upgrade. The old LaGuardia was so bad that former Vice President Joe Biden compared it to a third world country.
If I took you in blindfold and took you to LaGuardia Airport in New York, you must think I must be in some third world country.
Because of all the construction, there are a lot of detours and road closures, and traffic can be a nightmare during peak times. If possible, try to avoid flying into LaGuardia until the construction is complete. Anyway, we're coming up on Terminal D, which is one of the two terminals that Delta currently uses at LaGuardia. We're not actually getting out here, though, because our flight departs from Terminal C, the other terminal that Delta uses here.
What is a mess right now?
Terminal C is actually not that bad. Well, compared to Terminal B. When people think of how horrendous LaGuardia is, it's typically Terminal B that comes to mind. Now, don't get me wrong, Terminal C isn't the nicest of terminals either, and you'll see why in a little while, but it's certainly a major improvement from the aging and worn down Terminal B. LaGuardia was surprisingly quiet this morning. There was only one family ahead of us on the security line, and that was it. I mean, yes, we had TSA pre-check, but keep in mind that this video was shot the weekend before the 4th of July, one of the busiest travel weekends of the year. Up until 2010, Delta offered daily service between Atlanta and Hilton Head with their now retired SOP 340s and ATR 72s. They were forced to end service to Hilton Head upon the retirement of those two fleet types because the runway was not long enough to handle commercial jets at the time. However, Hilton Head's runway was extended from 4,300 feet to 5,000 feet in 2018, which has allowed for commercial jets to land at the airport. Just a few months after the runway extension was completed, Delta announced they would resume year-round service from Atlanta to Hilton Head and a new seasonal route from LaGuardia. This route was started just 3 weeks before I took this flight, which is pretty cool. Unfortunately, Delta had to cancel the LaGuardia to Hilton Head route this summer due to COVID-related schedule reductions. There's November 818 Mike Delta, a 2004 built Embraer 170 taxiing into the gate from Grand Rapids, Michigan. This is the aircraft that will be taking us down to Hilton Head this morning. They have this giant food hall right in the middle of Terminal C. Pretty cool if you ask me. This right here is the issue with this terminal. These seats are shared by probably 5 different gates, but there are only enough seats for 1, maybe 2 gates depending on the aircraft. Luckily, the airport does offer free Wi-Fi, and it actually worked pretty well. Our aircraft today is operated by Republic Airlines, which operates under the Delta Connection brand.
Report this time for Delta Flight 6083 to Hilton Head. How you doing? Good, how are you? I'm doing well. Thank you.
How you doing?
I'm doing well, yourself?
Good.
Enjoy your flight.
Thanks. Republic operates an all-Embraer fleet with 210 Embraer 170s and 175s that all operate under the American Eagle, Delta Connection, and United Express brands. Here's my seat, 12D, for the next 2 hours. The window alignment isn't great at this seat.
For Delta Connection, the service through Hilton Head.
Legroom is decent. I'm only 5.5 feet tall, so it may be a tight squeeze for taller people. No personal TVs, as per usual on regional jets in the US. I have 2 windows, but I have to share both of them with the person behind me and in front of me.
Equipped with an emergency evacuation slide. 2 exits are in the front of the aircraft, and 2 exits.
Here comes an E-175 operated by SkyWest, another carrier that operates under the Delta Connection brand. I recently flew their E-175 from JFK to Savannah. Be sure to keep your eyes open for that trip report. SkyWest operates the CRJ-200, 700, and 900, as well as the E-175 for American, Delta, United, and Alaska. After a slight delay due to a mechanical issue, it was time to get on our way. The third and final carrier that operates under the Delta Connection brand is Endeavor, who operates an all-CRJ fleet and is a wholly owned subsidiary of Delta. Delta's E-170 can accommodate 69 passengers with 9 first-class seats in a 1-2 configuration, 12 Comfort Plus seats, and 48 main cabin seats, both of which are in a 2-2 configuration. And we are airborne. Flight time to Hilton Head is 1 hour 37 minutes. GoGo is the provider of Delta's onboard Wi-Fi, which is available on every aircraft in their fleet except for the CRJ-200s.
You can find instructions on how to connect on maybe complimentary trace instruments for brands available. For a full list of products, kindly take a look at Sky Magazine. You'll save 20% and earn double miles if you use.
Delta offers free messaging for iMessage, Messenger, and WhatsApp. If you'd like to access the internet, you'll have to purchase an internet pass. Delta also offers tons of free movies and shows with Delta Studio, which is accessible by visiting gogo.com. This is an awesome feature for flights on an aircraft that doesn't have personal TVs, and for times like now when people may not be totally comfortable touching the TVs. Oh, that's a problem. Looks like the screw popped out and disconnected the tray table from the arm. Water and Biscoffs for me today, using my mom's tray table now, of course. Let's check out what we have in the seat back pocket, shall we? First up, a sick bag. Next up is the Wi-Fi information pamphlet. Finally, we have the safety information card. For whatever reason, I did not get a Sky magazine on this flight. Oh well. Here's a quick look at the overhead panel. As I mentioned earlier, Hilton Head's runway is only 5,000 feet long, so even though it's long enough for the E-170, there's not much room for error.
connection. I'd like to welcome you to Hilton Head. The time is 12:13.
If you guys saw my recent trip report out of Hilton Head, or have actually been to the Hilton Head airport, you'll know that this airport is extremely small. So small that they had to build a trailer that connects to the side of the terminal to accommodate more passengers.
United announcement for United Flight 3515 to Chicago here. We do have a 30-minute bag cutoff for this flight. We are now within 18 minutes of that time frame. If you have not checked in for this flight and you do have a bag, please do so at this time. Thank you.
Like I said earlier, the weekend before the 4th of July is one of the busiest travel weekends of the year, and I think this clip does it justice. There's baggage claim. Yup, that's it. No conveyor belt. The bags are just dropped right in the terminal. And just like that, we've arrived in Hilton Head. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Oh, and before we wrap this up, in the last video, I offered shoutouts to anyone who could correctly identify these two bridges. These are the Manhattan and Brooklyn bridges. Congratulations to Manuel Benitez, Dennis Olivares, and Fanteca104 for getting that trivia question correct. Anyway, thanks again for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.
Train, please hold on. This train is departing. The next stop is for C gates. C as in Charlie.